Everything that I'm doing today is completely against the code I used to live by. Telling my story, telling how the street politics work, telling how the prison politics work. And I was the one who used to reinforce this shit. But I'm doing it now because I see how much of an effect it could be on somebody that needed to hear that shit. Knowing that and seeing that and experiencing that. I said, fuck that, scratch that, kill this code. And this is winning secret number 10. This is the last video of the series. Doesn't mean that these are the last winning secrets. I'm just sharing the first 10 that I feel were very pivotal when I had these breakthroughs, when I made this part of my, just like my philosophy of life, right? And it's turn your pain into power. Using your dark side and turning it into something so bright and beautiful to help and impact and touch people. You have to understand that success is not universal. Being happy is not universal because not everybody is successful. Not everybody is happy, which is why I speak on my past so much, because my past, what I've been through, is universal. Everybody can relate in one sense or the other to my past, not to my future. Right? I used to be fat as fuck. I used to be skinny as shit. I used to be broke. I used to be drunk and drugged up. I used to be violent. I was a cheater. And I could keep going, right? These are all things, different things that people can relate to. People can relate to being healthy as fuck. People can relate to being successful. People can relate to being positive and disciplined and structured and strong-minded, right? So turning your pain into your power. And the only thing that I've noticed with the clients I've worked with is that the only reason they haven't wanted to help somebody with their story is because they're not living in that truth yet, right? They're still in the transition of trying to come over, trying to do better with their life, that they aren't fully convinced, right? They don't have a strong conviction that they're that person yet. So it's either because they're fresh into it, or it's because a part of them still wants to be that person. Now, if it's the latter, that's one that we gotta work on. We gotta kill that shit. If it's the one that I mentioned first, right, which is if you're fresh to this, you're brand new to this, I respect it by all means. But start off by helping one person. But that one person, hold on, let me take it back one, right? Start off by helping yourself. You be that first person, right? By you being that first person, you being your first case study, you being your first testimonial, right? And not just doing it for a week, a month, or a year, right? Like being consistent to where you become persistent, right? Sticking it all the way through, not falling under no temptation, right? The transition, right? The failing fast phase that I spoke about on the videos prior to this is going to be part of it, but it shouldn't be something that it's the whole part of it. It shouldn't be part of the whole fucking journey. It should just be the beginning part of it. There's things that I will never ever revert back to, and that's because I know myself that I'm sticking to the course, and now is when I'm able to now inspire and touch people, right? Because I'm walking in my truth. I don't even have to say it. It literally reflects off of me. People feel that shit, like that energy is transferred. You understand? So your pain is your biggest fucking superpower, whether it be to help someone close to you, whether it be to help the lives of, dozens or hundreds or thousands or even millions, right? Or it could just be to help your children, your seeds, your legacy. That's big enough. That's big enough. I tell my clients this all the time. Don't use my name in third person, right? Just pay it forward. You don't have to use my name, right? If you know someone needs my help, yeah, refer them to me. But don't use my name if you're helping them now, if you're walking in your truth, right? If you're paying it forward, I tell my clients this all the time, if you're paying it forward, my job was done. If it stays with you, you're being selfish as fuck. Right? You're being selfish as fuck. You're doing a disservice to somebody who needs to hear your story and how you overcame it to possibly help them do the same thing. Right? So as embarrassed as you may be, as nervous as, oh, you know, I'm nobody to do this. I was a fucking nobody too. I was a fucking nobody too. But that nobody started to turn into somebody, started to have a little light, right? That light was never dimming, it was getting brighter. And I turned into a fucking somebody. And now I'm just an influence to so many people. I'm a fucking powerhouse. I'm an energy powerhouse. I literally walk around, I'm just giving out energy for free. I'm transmitting, I'm transferring it. Fuck it, give me your bad energy. I've been through enough shit. I'll cycle that shit out, make it good, and give it right back. That's literally my life task, is to be an energy powerhouse, which is very important while there's a good balance of input and output, which is going to be for a whole nother video, but you have to continue to invest into yourself. I'm getting ready to go to the gym right now. That's my input, right? Because I have to pour into my kids, and I have to pour into my clients. I have to pour into people who want my help. And I can't do that from an empty glass, right? I picture it as like a battery. I cannot do it from a low battery. My shit needs to be fully charged, and then when it starts to empty out, when it starts to get drained, right, fill it back up through input, working on yourself, taking care of your health, right, reading, eating right. That's all input. You're fueling your temple. Turning your pain into power, man, can serve such a big purpose. It can literally be your passion, your career. It could be something you start a whole cause behind. But some of you are too fucking nervous, too shy, making up too many fucking excuses not to do it. Oh, I can't talk about when I was drunk and doing this. Oh, I can't talk about, how I used to have this domestic abusive relationship. Oh, I can't talk about how I almost committed suicide. You know how many people right now are committing suicide and had those same thoughts that you did? And because you want to speak about it, you're not possibly saving the life of somebody. You're fucking selfish. You're selfish as fuck. Everything that I'm doing today, it's completely against the code I used to live by. Telling my story, telling how the street politics work, telling how the prison politics work. And I was the one who used to reinforce this shit. But I'm doing it now because I see how much of an effect it could be on somebody that needed to hear that shit. So knowing that and seeing that and experiencing that, I said, fuck that, scratch that, kill this code. So it's you changing up your belief system from what you thought was the way to now knowing what is the way. Fuck thinking. It's about action. What are your thoughts doing for you? If you think this is not the right thing to do, how would you know if you're not acting on it? Act on it, and then you could be the one to determine, you know what, this wasn't the right thing to do. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of kickback. I'm getting a lot of kickback. Some people are whispering it, to other people. The people who are closest to me, I've heard like, oh man, why you talk about that? Listen, it's my fucking story. It's not yours. It's my story. You're just a part of it. But if I can make that one, two, or handful of people uncomfortable, even send them to help the lives of hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and soon to be millions, fuck those handful of selfish motherfuckers. I'm turning my pain into my power. Are you going to turn your pain into your power?